What up, guys? Kevin here. So, Final Fantasy 16 comes out in a few days. I had a 3-day weekend. I was kind of pissed off because I didn't have anything to play and I didn't know what to start because I got Final Fantasy 16 here in a couple days. Then I remember I bought Ys Book 1 and 2 on Steam recently on sale. And I looked up, how long to beat. I'm like, I can get this done in less than 20 hours. Both games? Sign me up, and I did just that. I beat Ys 1, I think Saturday night, and now Monday, my last day off before I have to go back to work, just wrapped up Ys 2. And what do I think of Ys 2? I did a video of Ys 1, loved it. Ys 2, what's my review? It is the worst Ys game I've ever played. It's the worst Ys game I've ever played. There's Ys games. One of them has to be the best, which I'm going to put Monstrum Nox. I love Monstrum Nox so much. Ys 8, maybe depending on the day as well. But yeah, Ys 9. Now there has to be the worst. Ys Book 2. Ys 2. Ancient Ys Vanish, whatever it's called, is the worst Ys game. But that being said, that's just because there has to be a worse one, and the game is still pretty great. Just to get out of the way, what's bad about this game? It's the dungeons are absolute mazes. There's a few areas that you really go to. It's a lot of backtracking, and it is a lot of mazes. I think maybe the first game they felt was too short, and that was a complaint. Like, okay, well, we'll just make everything a maze and make you backtrack through it and get lost. Now I have to give a huge shout out to fellow YouTuber, one of the greatest JRPG YouTubers that I look up to. I've been watching for years, David Vink. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Shout out to him. I was playing the game while he was playing the game. He does an excellent job, and he's really enthused about these games. And it just makes it so much fun. It's like when I was playing Final Fantasy 1 and 2 recently and watching Primal Liquid. I just love playing these games and playing it with fellow YouTubers who do a great job. That is an absolute skill. That's an absolute skill. I don't know how they do it off memory or they're playing with a guide up. Absolutely insane. So shout out to him. Really, really appreciate it. In a day and age where I can't go and buy a walkthrough or strategy guide. That's what I'm trying to look for. Strategy guide. And as much as I don't care for physical games, I would buy strategy guides to this day. I know they still make them, but if they made them like they used to. But shout out to the YouTubers like him that are taking up that mantle. And I think it's even more engaging. But Ys 2 picks up right after Ys 1. The trope. Now, what I love about Ys 9 is they break the fourth wall a little bit, and you're being interviewed. Adol being interviewed, and they're asking like, "Hey, where's all your equipment? Why are you going on all these adventures and showing up without your equipment and all that crap?" And you get thrown in prison over it. Well, Ys 2, that's how it starts. You start without all your armor and weapons, and you name it. You got to start all over. I guess it starts I guess Ys 1, but Ys 2, it's like, hey, where did all that cool shit go? Because it's a continuation of Ys 1. And this game's so good. The characters, Dogi is missing. He is mentioned at the end, but Keith should, what happened to Keith? This series need more Keith. Keith kind of takes over the Dogi role. He just kind of shows up to help here and there. Shout out to Keith. A bunch of other characters as well too. The combat is still the bump system where you're basically running into the enemies. But again, the feedback that you get, just the explosion, and it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying, even though it's just a simple, you're not pressing any buttons, you're just running into them. Now, I did find the regular enemies in this game a lot harder and dying a lot more in Ys 2 whereas Ys 1 felt a little bit easier. But the bosses in Ys 2 were really simple. I don't think I died in any boss. That's how easy the bosses were in 2, where 1 was difficult. The last boss in Ys 1, Dark Fact, is absolutely brutal. I didn't think I was going to beat him, and I got lucky. That was one of those, like, not just skill, but you need a lot of luck. You check out video of that boss fight. Absolute brutal. One of the hardest bosses in gaming. But Ys 2, it was really easy. It was really simple. Took me about 12 hours. That's because it was a maze. It was a maze. I think I've seen walkthroughs. I'm looking at one right now. It's like 3 hours and 42 minutes. I guess if you know exactly where to go, quick game. But again, just the maze-like nature of Ys 2, which I think they just wanted to make the game longer. But to me, that just made it the worst Ys game, which it's still like a B plus. It's still a B plus. So what would I give it? 85, 88? Yeah, around there. I'll give it an 88, where everything else is at least a 90 or above. I really love the game. I love these two games. I just love how short they are. I just love that I can wake up and go, hey, I got a few days. Let me just knock these two games out. And it feels good. It feels good to beat 2 games of a franchise that I want to beat the rest. I think next up is I beat Ys Origin. I think the Oath and Falgana, which I hear a lot of people say is really good. And I think the Arkham of Pishnam, which I don't hear too much lore about. I don't hear anything bad, but I don't think we have Ys 5. Is there a way to play Ys 5? Or Ys 6? Is Ys 6? I know Ys 4, I think, is Memories of Celceta, which I played and beat. Love that game. That was probably the most relaxing of the Ys games I played. And then Ys 7 I got to play and beat. So it just feels good. It just feels good to knock these games out. And my takeaway is these games are great. I was thinking that things were going to be really dated, especially I played it on Steam, and it's like a 4:3 aspect ratio. You know, you got the black bars on the side. Maybe there's a way to stretch them out. And you got like a fancy border around it. But the graphics, they hold up really well, especially playing on a 4K TV. They look good. The music is so amazing. So amazing. So amazing. Again, they're just not that long. Just something about beating the game. Something about beating the game. People play these forever games, these games as a service, where there's no ending. It's just, you keep playing it and playing it and playing it and playing it till you basically hate the game. I don't hate any Ys game because they end. Most games I don't hate because they end. As long as I beat them, I don't really hate them. But what an excellent series. I recommend it. I think full price, it's $15. And it took me 18 hours to beat them both. Maybe you can beat it quicker if you don't get lost in the maze like I did. But I think absolutely worth it. And Nihon Falcom games go on sale all the time. All the time. I think you can buy this game, usually on sale, what, for $4 or $5? Absolutely worth it. I think it's worth it at full price, 15. But yeah, just wait for a sale. Great games, great games. Just, I feel good now. I feel like I'm gonna go into Final Fantasy 16. Like, Final Fantasy 16 has to live up to the amazing time I just had with these two games. I know it will, but I don't know. Maybe it's just something about these old games that just get me. It's not like I grew up with these games, but I never played these games at the same time. I usually watch my friends play. I'm like, that don't look fun. Turn-based? Turn-based? Ugh, get out of here. Just sit here and play with menus. And now I'm the opposite. This is action bum combat. All right, I'm kind of going around in circles. Ys 1 and 2, or Ys 2 here. The worst Ys game, but still really good. I gotta go. I will talk to you later. Later.